Hello everyone, can you all hear me? We're gonna get started in just a second here. Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to the sim. Alright. There's my PDC. We don't have any ATC online here at Southwest Florida today, unfortunately, but that's alright. So this is going to be our first leg, and we are going to be headed down to North Eleutheria, which is, I guess, a really small airport, but this is going to be a really fun arrival. It's a really short runway, so yeah, stay tuned. So they have me squawking 4751. Transition altitude is 18,000 feet. Alright, that's good. So now let's go ahead and hop into the cockpit. Alright, here we are in the beautiful cockpit of the Super 27. So, you know it's a Super 27 because you got the dual DMEs, which is so nice because you can see how far away you are. Twice. Yeah, so we're going to get the aircraft initially powered up with the cockpit preparation checklist. And, yeah, so let's actually get started now with the cockpit preparation checklist. I'm just trying to figure out one thing right here. There's no digital. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the cockpit preparation checklist. So, flight plan, we've already filed. Yes, I do have the 750 premium. We're going to be using that today. So, battery. Let's get the batteries on. Alright, let's check the DC meter. And let's look for 30 volts, which we have. Perfect. Go get the battery on. Now let's go ahead and make sure everything's alright here. Gears down, flaps are up, speed brakes are stowed, fuel levers cut off, navigation lights are on. Let's go ahead and start with the APU here. Actually, no, we have gen power available outside. I saw that. So we're going to go ahead and connect the ground power. Alright, there's that ground power firing up. Perfect. And we can go ahead and test our central power, sorry, DC to external power, and we can see we do have 115 on the AC. Perfect. We're gonna go ahead and connect it and turn the central power to external power. So now the jets are hooked up. We don't have any, these are now switching to altitude is going to be 35,000 feet. And if we look at our chart, that's going to be 6,000 on the cabin altitude. So we're going to go ahead and set 6,000, and then the landing altitude in North Thura is going to be 27 feet. Should it smoke because we're in the 727? So there we go, 30 feet set. Wonderful. Alright. So the next thing I want to do is go ahead and juice up some lights here. So we're going to go ahead and turn the forward panel, left, center panel, overhead, and right side panel. Go ahead and arm the emergency exit lights. Keep the auto brakes on this end for now, and arm the anti-skid. Go ahead and turn the... Let's go ahead and test the boost pumps actually. So we're going to go ahead and give this smiley face and frowny face check. Sorry, is it too loud? Am I too loud? Let me know what's too loud. So we go ahead and get smiley face, frowny face. We're going to go ahead and turn on all the aft pumps. And that's going to give us a nice frowny face. Perfect. And let's go ahead and turn the forward pumps on to get a smiley face. Alright, there's our smiley face. Now we're going to turn one on in each tank, which we got. Perfect. Alright. Pressurization ventilator is set. Let's go ahead and test the oil quantity. Oh yeah, it's really loud. Is this better, guys? Let me know. We're going to go ahead and turn one pump in the system B. And we're going to go ahead and get started with power. They're actually pretty light this flight because the runway we're landing on is extremely short. It's literally 1,800 meters, so I turned myself down. No, the flight sim audio should... Oh, hold on. One second, guys. How's that? Should be better now. Let's go ahead and get the... Look at that out there. Beautiful. Alright, a lot better. Perfect. Yeah, no problem, dude. Let's take a look at what they're loading up here. It looks like we got some Amazon packages, UPS packages, DHL packages that were taken over to this little island airport. So all the packages they get come solely from airplanes. And we're in the beautiful 727 with the winglets installed, which is pretty rare. So anyways, let's now go ahead back into the cockpit and get the galley powers set. 1 and 2 on. Alright, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the door. And now while they're doing that, we're gonna go ahead and get started on the GTN 750. So we have our flight plan set up via SimBrief. Let's go ahead and verify this route. So we have Southwest Florida to Goody, but we're gonna go ahead and put we have what departure do we have out of here? Let's take a look here. This is a bit bigger. Again, couple departures here out of Southwest Florida, but they're all to the north, which we don't really want. We want something more to the south. So what we could do is we could take the Scooby 8 departure. I'm very low. Alright, how's this now? Is this better? So we're going to take the Scooby 8 departure out. That looks good to me. Yeah, we're going to take the Scooby 8 departure out towards Femid. We're going to direct from Scooby 8 departure to Femid. I think that looks good. So let's go ahead and bug that in here now. Departure. Let's go ahead and set Scooby 8 departure. Departing runway 6. Go ahead and load the departure now. So let's take a look at that on the map. Oh, turn my mic up even more. Alright. Hang on one sec, guys. Let me turn my mic volume up. Is that better? Oh, maybe a bit too much? Alright. Alright. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Test, test, test. Alright, that should be good now. Alright. We're going to go ahead and remove the Goody waypoint. And we got direct Femid. And then the Yankee 290 airway to Saxon. Then direct Elka, direct Rayche, and then direct to our arrival airport. Alright, perfect. And let's look at the arrivals. I don't even know if our arrival airport even has arrivals. No, it doesn't. It has one approach. The only approach is an RNAV runway 07, which we're going to take. Yeah, RNAV 07. And I guess we're going to take vectors in. Oh, that actually works out pretty nice, because if you guys take a look here at the map, you can see from point Jeddick, it's literally a perfect straight in. Alright, very nice. And now I'm going to connect Rayche to Jeddick. And alright, very nice. RNAV 07. and we can take these Zolgo transitions. Transition Zolgo. Load approach. Perfect. So we're going to take Ray J direct Zolgo. What did I do? Ah, there we go. Alright, perfect. And then load the arrival. Approach, RNAV 07, transition, Zolgo, load approach. Perfect, there we go. Alright, that's all initially set up now, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at our initial departure. We can get that planned out. So we are on the Scooby 8 departure. We're going to initially depart from the Lee Country VOR. Lee Country VOR is on frequency 11415. 114.15. And then if we take a look here, runway 6, climbing right, turn heading 100. And then vectors for the file route. Right, turn 100 on the heading. Perfect. So now if we take a look here, right turn heading 100 is going to put us around here. And then I'm just going to direct 2-point FEMID from the RSW VOR. I think that looks good to me. So we're going to be on a heading of 158 to head to FEMID. Alright, perfect. So now that we're done with that, we can actually go ahead and get our before start checks coming online now. Alright. Before start checklist. Are they all done? Oh, hang on, I have to set my squawk code. And the squawk they have us on is 4751. And we're going to go on altitude reporting. And we also have to set up our navs in the circuit breakers here. And on altitude reporting. That's not working. Okay, I guess we have to set it up here. 4751. And we're on transponder only. On altitude reporting is set. Alright, looks good to me. Let me just confirm here. Alright. Now we can go ahead and get our before start checklist coming online now. There we go. Alright, 4751 is set. Altitude reporting. Alright, before start checklist. Let's go ahead and set our AC electrical to Gen 1. But first we're going to go ahead and spool up the APU actually. So we're going to go ahead and test. Reset. Test. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Alright, reset. And reset. And then now we can go ahead and start her up. And you can see the temperature is rising. Perfect. While that's doing that, I'm going to initialize the standby attitude indicator. And then we're going to go ahead and turn on the rest of this stuff on the flight engineer panel. Alright, so let's go. Packs are off, APU bleeds on, pack trip normal, ground. And essential power. Let's go ahead and take a look at the APU now. And if I toss the AC to APU, we have a frequency. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and close the APU generator now. And you hear the bus close. Go ahead and switch essential power to APU. And external power can come off. Alright, let's go ahead and shut the external power off now. And we can go ahead and get the beacon lights on, nav lights on, window heats can come on, auto brakes, RTO. Looks good to me. And remove the engine covers, chocks, and cones. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and turn off hydraulic system A. Ground internet connect stays closed. And we can go ahead and turn on the rest of the pumps for B. Alright, looks good to me. Packs are off. Do we have pressure in the system? And they should be coming to get us now for a push. Alright, so that is all good to go. So, whoa, where'd my sim sounds go? What the? Can't hear anything. Sound. Can you guys hear anything? I literally just hear GSX. You can still hear it? What the? I don't hear anything. I just hear GSX. Hold on. How do you still hear the sound? I literally don't hear anything. It's like dead quiet. Wait a minute. Ah, that's why. Alright, sorry about that, guys. My apologies. We're good now. Alrighty. So. Alright, so it's just going to be a pretty simple pushback. We're just going to push facing to the left. And it's a very, 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 very short taxi.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Yeah, I hear it now too. I fixed it. Sorry about that, guys. And our initial altitude, we're going to bug up to... Is there any top altitude here? Yeah, 3,000 feet, but since we have no ATC cover, I'm just going to bug up to our cruise altitude, flight level 350.
Locking gear.
We're also going to turn our initial heading to 100. Alright, that's all good. Hey, what's up, Susumo? How you doing, man? Alright, and we're gonna go nose left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Alright, parking brakes released.
Push. All engines clear. Start at will.
And QNH is 3041. And now I'm going to go ahead and tune the Lee County VOR on 11415. Just so we can see how far away we are. 11415. Alright, perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and spool up the engines now. So we're going to go ahead and set our AC selector to Gen 1. AC's Gen 1. And let's go ahead and ground starter 1. Alright, we have a start valve open. And let's watch for oil pressure rising. Alright, oil pressure is rising. And let's watch for 20% N2. There's 20%. And there's the fuel light off. You hear that beautiful bass. Yeah, it is messy. It's just a bunch of steam gauges mixed in with a very modern navigation system. And that's a good engine start. Oil pressure light is extinguished. And let's take a look now. We can see now we have our frequency set up, which means the engine is supplying good electrical power. And we're going to go ahead and ground engine 3. So we're going to go ahead and set the AC to Gen 3. Engine start. Ground engine 3. Start valve is open. Let's watch for oil pressure. Alright, oil pressure is rising. And watch for 20%. There's 20%. Introducing fuel. There's the light off. Beautiful sounds on this aircraft. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to like the stream. Trying to navigate without GPS sounds like a pain. It actually, I mean, I usually fly with the old SIVA INS, where you have to put each individual waypoint in, each coordinate. It's so fun. But yeah, I can see it. It can be kind of annoying sometimes. Anyways, let's go ahead and ground engine 2 now. And the start valve is open. Let's watch for oil pressure. The oil pressure is rising. Wonderful. Let's take a look for 20% N2. Oil pressure light is extinguished. And there's 20% N2. Go ahead and introduce fuel. Alright, there's the light off. Doesn't look like there's any other aircraft here at the airport, unfortunately. That's alright. Alright, perfect, guys. So now it is time to close the engine starter. Continuous ignition comes on. Propeats can come on. Now we have to go ahead and sync all the generators. Yeah, VFR sectional is fun. Sectional is fun times. Yes, sir. So let's go ahead and tune the frequencies. So we're gonna go ahead and do essential power. Well, first, let's tune the Gen 3 CPS frequency set. Go ahead and close that gen. Essential power can come to Gen 3 now. Gen 2, let's go ahead and sync it up to. Close that generator, and Gen 1. Sync it up, close that generator. Perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and turn the engine 2 bleeds off. Packs can come back on now. Pressurization go into flight. Turn on the rest of the fuel pumps now. hydraulic A can come on too. And let's go ahead and shut down the APU. Alright, the APU is shut off. And let's go ahead and turn on galley power 3 and 4. Logo lights coming on, taxi lights coming off, and that is the after start checklist complete. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and release the parking brakes, drop the flaps to flaps 15, full left, neutral, full right, neutral, full up, neutral, full down, neutral. Let's go ahead and start our taxi. Let's give her a bit of juice to get going. Go ahead and set 1228 on here. Southwest Florida traffic, AmeriJet 604 taxiing to runway 6 for a straight out departure to the west, or east, sorry. Alright, the 727 always needs quite a bit of power to get going. But once it gets going, it's, your country at a 72F flying 24/7 with a single GNS 430. That was surely a ride. What country? That's really cool, man. This is beautiful scenery, by the way. I mean, look at this. Really, really nice stuff going on here. Alright, once we get on to taxiway Alpha, we're going to go ahead and do our taxiway checklist. Alright guys, this is going to be an RNAV departure, which means there's literally no no waypoints at all. I just got to fly heading 100. Check to the left, check to the right. Taxiway Alpha's clear. Go ahead and turn on to taxiway Alpha and get started with our taxi checklist. Alright, for the taxi checklist, config warning horn test, we're going to go ahead and extend the speed brakes. Speed brakes extended, go ahead and turn the safety relay bypass on. We hear the ding, stow the speed brakes, we hear it turn off, and turn off safety relay bypass, and that's the takeoff warning check completed. Alright, let's go ahead and turn the runway turn-off lights on now. Wing lights can come on, strobes can come on. Let's go ahead and give the brakes a test. Thanks for subscribing, Whit. Appreciate it. Alright, let's go ahead and test the brakes. Brakes look good to me. Yeah, so I think what we're gonna do, guys, is we're just gonna take that initial heading of 100 out for around 10 miles, and then we're gonna direct to our next waypoint, just to fly it out a little bit. Oh, Brazil? Yeah, really nice. I actually get 727s to my airport too, if you guys look up USA Jet Cargo 727. Alright, here we go. Here's runway 6 via Alpha 1. Southwest Florida traffic, AmeriJet 604, departing runway 6 via Alpha 1. Alright, takeoff checklist, landing lights, oops, landing lights are out. Strobe lights are set, wing lights set, window heat set, trim is set, EPR limits are also set. Flight directors we have on heading mode. Beautiful runway textures, wow, very nice. And rolling takeoff. Alright, you guys good to go? Looking good here. And let's go ahead and spool her up. Spool them up 50. Stabilized. Thrust set, nose down pressure applied. 80 knots checked.
V1.
V1, rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. We're climbing very fast here. Already got flaps up. The 727 is a rocket. Now we're going to turn towards our heading. Right now we're 2,200 feet per minute. Oh, sorry, you're in the... That's alright, you should be okay. Yeah, grooves for water, that's... Thanks for telling me that, dude, that's really cool. We're climbing at 4,000 feet per minute, passing 2,500 feet. And we're gonna keep our heading until we get to around 10 miles on the DME. And we're gonna go ahead and lower the sim sounds for you guys. Alright, let's go ahead and lower the nose a little bit just to pick up some speed. Alright, speed's picking up. We're gonna go ahead and get flaps 5. And let's go ahead and stow the flaps completely and turn the pack trip to cutout. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and arm the autopilot. We're going to go altitude select and heading select. Engaged. It's a little hard to see, but it should be okay. IAS hold engaged at 250 knots. And we are climbing up now. 6,000 feet per minute. We're climbing at 6,000 feet per minute. Rocket. Beautiful departure here out of Florida. Alright, we're now 10 dials DME. We are going to proceed direct FEMID. Alright, and activate that. Heading select comes off. Navlock engaged. And we're starting a pretty aggressive bank here. Gears off, taxi lights off, runway turnoffs off, and continuous ignition can come off as well. Alright, looks good to me. There's 10,000 feet, landing lights can come off, and we can engage vertical speed mode, lower the nose to speed up to 300 knots. The 727 in real life can cruise up to Mach 0.9er. How does the auto throttle tie into the autopilot? So, like, does IAS hold make the auto thrust go to that target too? So basically what IAS hold is it keeps the speed that you're at, but like, let's say you climb on 90%, which is what you're supposed to do. It'll adjust your pitch to keep the speed based on your engine EPR. Does that make sense? So now we're at 300 knots, and we're going to go ahead and turn on IS hold again. So now you can see it's keeping 300 knots, but it's climbing us at a rate that keeps it. The auto throttle is a crude add-on for the airline. I guess it only works okay in cruise. Yeah, I only use it in cruise and if I'm holding at an altitude. But you get used to it though. Go ahead and turn my sim sound down a little bit so I can hear myself think. Alright, so now guys, we can take a look here. And we can see we are now... Does my thing not work? Nope. Anyways, as I was saying, you can see we're heading... Actually, that's not a very good view to look at. I'll show you guys this one, Bat Sim Radar. You can see here, we made that really sharp turn, and now we're heading direct femid. Pretty good departure, actually. In my opinion, everything went pretty well. I mean, the Super 27 for Flight Sim Studios, funny enough, actually has VNav, but you need to enable EFIS instruments. Alrighty. What do you guys think of that departure? Yeah, not too high for you. I'm currently on a solo world circumnavigation in a Norden. Low and slow is how I go. I love it if they had it so that you could have the VNav without the screens. Oh, so random, you mean like just have it so you can have the steam gauges like this, but with the VNav autopilot there? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I mean, realistically, that would never work because there's literally no way to tune it to steam gauges. But yeah, it's a cool idea. What do you guys think of the departure? And completely forgot, but that's alright. We're going to turn it to standard altimeter on 29092. Alright, so we have around 64 nautical miles until our next waypoint. Yeah, I think it's a nice departure. The thing with the US is it's literally always going to be an RNAV departure, meaning you're basically always going to have to fly straight out or at a certain heading, which is only really possible with the GTN systems, because if you're flying it with an old SIVA INS, you can't really do direct to as well as you can with this, and it's more easy to visualize what you're doing on here. You're about to try a new VA tracking software. What's a VA tracking software? I'm not too sure what that is. So basically what's going to happen is after we land in about 30 minutes, we're going to very quickly unload all of our cargo and get a little bit more cargo, and then we are going to head straight to our next destination airport, which is called K's. Mike Tango Charlie Alpha. It's a very short runway. Actually, let's take a look at that now, guys. So, if we take a look here at our arrival airport, Mike Yankee Echo Hotel, it's this is the entire airport. No, I haven't heard of New Sky, but guys, take a look at this. This is literally the entire airport. We're gonna land runway 07, taxi, turn around at the end of the runway, taxi back, enter the terminal, offload our cargo, new cargo, set up for the next flight, taxi back out, depart again, and then we're gonna head to our next arrival airport, which is, we'll take a look here, Mike Tango Charlie Alpha. Is it not that? Mike Tango Charlie Alpha Airport. Antoine Simon Airport in Haiti. CYA. Is that really not here? Oh well, it'll work. I'm pretty sure it's actually a very, very, very short runway. Let's Google that. MTCA runway length. 6,200 feet. And then our next arrival after we land there is we're going to head to, what was it? Mike Uniform Charlie Lima, which is a little island. This one's going to be short. No, not Muck. Cayo Largo del Sur, Cuba. Oh, I guess that's actually a longer one. Okay. And then we're going to fly there straight back to Southwest Florida again. So here, you guys can actually take a look at it here. Right now we're flying on this route. New flight can you do in the Phoenix? Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you don't want to take off, it'll work. So we're flying now from Southwest Florida to Mike Yankee Echo Hotel, which if we look on the satellite, this is literally what it looks like. It's in the middle of like a rainforest with a mountain next to it. Then we're gonna take off here. Oh yeah, next stream. Yeah, for sure, dude. We'll take a look at the. I might also do the Enable A340. I'm between two. And then we're flying there through the beautiful blue water. Down, 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 down. And sorry, 1 second. I just have to. We're approaching flight level 350. So we're gonna head and go vertical speed mode and arm the auto throttle. All right. As I was saying, we're going to head to our next destination, Mike Tango Charlie Alpha, which is, I don't even, look at this airport. It's like in the middle of like a, guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is the terminal. This is the terminal. This little patch. This is what we're going to be landing at. This little patch. That's the terminal. How crazy is that? And then we're flying from Mike Tango Charlie Alpha all the way back to Mike Uniform Charlie Lima, which is a really cool approach from what I've heard. It's literally straight from the water. and then you land, and it's also a really tiny terminal building. And then we're gonna head up from there and land back in south. Yeah, comically small. It's tiny, dude. And then we're heading back straight up to Southwest Florida again. You guys gonna stick around for the entire stream? It's up to you guys. Good to see you made adequate checks of your destination. Well, I actually just made the checks, and you guys watched me do it. You can't. You got scouts? Yeah, dude, no problem. Stop in for the next stream, though. Yeah, Susumo, thanks, man. I'm really... Thanks for tagging along. I love this plane, man. Like, I literally love it. It's my favorite thing ever. Look at this, guys. It's pretty rare to see a 727 with winglets. It looks really cool in my opinion. Did you just screenshot your credit card? No, I didn't. I'm trying to do this whole thing with Visa. I got a freaking gift card for my birthday, and it was already redeemed when I got it for some reason. So I'm in the middle of like doing these huge support freaking calls. I don't even care that you guys saw that. It wouldn't work anyways. But I'm basically trying to get them to reimburse my credit card because it was already redeemed when I got it. So hopefully they redeem me for it. But yeah, have you guys ever had that before? Yeah, it is rare, but it actually happened with another thing. It happened with an Amazon card too. I think last Christmas or something. I don't know, man. I just always get unlucky with gift cards. I think it's because it was some sort of like online voucher that I bought. No, never happened. I don't know. I guess I just get unlucky. Got fucked over by eBay 5 days ago. Yeah, eBay's the worst, dude. You're better off with Facebook Marketplace. Alright, let's see how far away we are. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Forgot to get this thing set up. Stupid Valanta. Alright, it should populate at the top anyways. Let's see how much longer we've got in this fight. You live somewhere where there's nothing tech related? Really? That's interesting. You work in tech? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I live in Canada, so we basically have everything normal. I bought a workstation laptop to sell. Came with a T4000. You know why, man? It's all that RAM stuff, dude. Everyone's getting screwed over for RAM. Alright, so let's have a look now. Our ground speed is 611 knots. We're going we're going Mach 0.89. This thing is so fast. 128 gigs of DDR4. Just sell your RAM and get a new PC, bro. Yeah, what's up, Mario? Yeah, I remember you, of course. Alright, guys, we should be starting our descent soon. Let's see where we are now. I don't know why my Volanta overlay is not working. You guys should be able to see a Volanta end task. Holy crap, end task. Okay, I'm restarting Volanta. Maybe now that'll help. You guys are supposed to get some sort of like overlay on top. Yeah, I guess it's not gonna work for you guys today. I'm not sure why. Oh, there we go. It's working now. You guys see it? Alright, we're going to start our descent now. So we are going to descend it to, let's call it 5,000 feet. Arm altitude select, turn the cutoff off, kill the auto throttles, IS hold engage. So we have to be at 2,300 feet for Zolgo. So we're going to go ahead and tune 2,300 feet into the altitude selector here. I'm going to go ahead and slow down our descent too a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and slow down our speed too. I'm going to try and descend to around 280-ish knots. And we're going to go ahead and do our landing. Go ahead and do our landing data. So the current weather we don't have. So let me know if it's too loud for you guys. Alright, we have around 22 nautical miles to go from Zolgo. My least favorite add-on? That's a good question. Probably... I don't know, that's a good question. I'm probably gonna have to say I have the DC Designs F14, which I don't really like. It's pretty bad quality. We're descending at negative 4,500 feet per minute, which I think is crazy. And now our descent checklist. Runway heading is going to be 076. Perfect. Auto brake. We're going to have to go maximum auto brake here because it's quite a short runway. Nav radios. And our LNAV decision height is going to be 330. And 316 on the radio altimeter. Alright, we're 7 miles away from Zolgo. I'm going to go ahead and extend our base a little bit. So I'm going to turn left, heading 300. And I'm going to engage heading select mode, turn knob, heading select. And we're going to go ahead and turn towards... I just wanted to get us a little bit lower. Alright, landing lights come down 10,000 feet. This should be a very interesting approach. Thank you so much for stopping by, Random. I appreciate it. And yeah, we're gonna enjoy the 7.2 on a couple more legs. Are you guys tracking me on VATSIM radar? If you guys want to track me, you can go ahead and track me here. You can go ahead and track me there. Alright, that's good enough. We're going to go ahead and disarm the speed brakes. Alt is engaged, slow down to 230 knots. Alright, and then while that's happening, we're going to turn left. We're basically going to do a full loop to heading 166. This is going to be a very cool approach. You guys are going to want to watch this. Doing our loop now, heading 166. Oh my god, guys, look at this. I'm gonna go ahead and slow us down just a bit. Actually, we're good where we are at the speed. Alright, we're gonna precede direct jetic. Activate, heading select, disarmed, and navlock armed. Slow down to 210 knots. Alright, there's 210 knots. Runway turn off lights coming down. Auto brakes are set. Ignition continuous coming online. Alright guys, let's do this. 210 knots is set. Runway 07. Winds 340 at 16. QNH 00907. $10.25 HPA. Alright, we're turning final now. We're gonna descend to flight level 160, sorry, 16,000 feet. And arm the disengage the auto throttle, and we are going to put flaps down, slow down to 160 knots. Vertical speed's coming down. Runway's in sight. Gear down. We're going to go ahead and slow on down. Flaps coming down. Luther traffic, AmeriJet 604, RNAV 07, final 5 miles. Luther Thera traffic. Gear down, aircraft's mine. Visual 07. Slow on us down to 140 knots. Perfect. Stow the clipboard. Let's get flaps 25 out. Final course heading of 076. Set. Flaps 30. Thousand feet. I want y'all to rate my landing. Yep, I'm AmeriJet 604. Gears down, 3 green. Look how skinny the runway is. Yes, I am getting more into streaming. I really enjoy it. We're gonna do another leg after this too. Yeah. Checked. Oh. Oh. Oh, no, I can't do that. Go around. Alright, positive rate. Gear up. Alright, perfect. And we gotta go full power. Flaps up. Alright, go around procedures. Turn left heading 30. So now we're gonna go ahead and turn heading 30. Accelerate to 230 knots. Heading 270 set. We're going to maintain 2,300 feet. And we're going to go heading select. Vertical speed. We're going to descend to the target altitude. IS hold disengaged, auto throttle disengaged. Landing lights can stay armed. And we are going to proceed direct. Zolgo. Zolgo is directed, heading select disengaged, navlock is set. Yo, what's up, Kasha? Mr. Panda's here. Yeah, no, I don't know what the hell. Holy crap, we're dive bombing. Whoa! So yeah, basically the go-around procedure is we are going to maintain this current heading, direct Zolgo, and we're going to try again on the landing. Holy crap, that was chaotic. Alright, everything's set. Perfect. Landing gear can come to the off position. And we are going to speed up to 210 knots now. 210 knots is set, auto throttle engaged. Is the 2.7 challenge to land IRL? The 727 is extremely hard to land, dude. It's like a brick. We literally stalled onto the runway, and I applied too much nose-up pressure, and we floated. And normally that would have been not terrible, but since the runway is so short and there's trees right after the runway, it was a no-no. That would have been bad. Anyways, guys, we're coming around now for attempt number 2. Look at the beautiful water out there. Alright, we're going to start our left turn towards Point Jetic. And Jetic is going to take us onto our final approach course of 076. Altimeter is set and cross-checked. Alright, here comes our turn. Luthera traffic, AmeriJet 604, turning base final, RNAV 07. Alright, we're going to go ahead and arm 1600 feet. We have to be at 1600 feet by Point Lobny. And for Lobny, I think I'm just going to slow us down to... I'm going to slow us down to 200 knots now, or 190 knots, and that way we can get flaps out. Alright, flaps 2 coming down. Go ahead and set flaps 5, actually. Turning base now. Next waypoint, 2 miles away, or 1.6 from Jetic. Alright, overflying Jetic to Point Lobny, and now for Lobny, we're going to arm altitude select and give us a very slight descent path. We want our vertical speed at around 1,000 feet per minute, which is what we have, which is perfect. Alright, runway's in sight. Too much time on the go-arounds. Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't have to go around this time. Alright. Flaps 15 set. Yeah, I don't know. There must have been some sort of low-level wind shear or something, because we dropped like a rock. No, I do have my turbulence on low. I swear it was some sort of wind shear, dude. Anyways, we're at point Lobny now, and we're gonna descend on a down 3 degrees to runway 07. So let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot now. And we gotta go down 3 degrees. Yes, I heard you. Okay, throttle's coming down now, and we're gonna go ahead and set 140. You're down. Keep ourselves on profile for down 3 degrees. Yeah, I don't think this airport gets much traffic though, so I think we're okay. Whoa. Yeah, there's some sort of turbulence going on here, dude. It's a little weird. I'm switching to flaps very late, just so we can cruise with as little drag as possible. I feel like that's a good idea. Alright, and then we also have to do this weird dive down to the runway now. So let's cross our fingers this works and butter this landing. Holy crap. Alright, there's touchdown. Full brakes. Reversers out. Holy crap. Reversers full. There's 60 knots. Reversers out. Roll out. Auto brakes disarmed. Holy crap, that was stressful. God damn. Let's hope this airport has a turnaround, because if it doesn't, we're gonna be cutting some grass. I don't see a turnaround. Alright. Yeah, you did teach me to land better than that. The whole, like, dive at the runway was throwing me off. No, that was not butter, dude. Dude, I'm doing another 727 flight now. We're flying to, someone tell me we're flying to, I don't remember. Was it Haiti? Omega, do you remember where we're flying to? Was it Haiti? Oh, okay, we're gonna cut some grass here on this turn. This is not Aerosucre, guys. This is AmeriJet. Was it MTCA? Yeah, there was some sort of weird wind shear thing going on. It literally dropped me onto the runway like a rock. Let's see, where are we flying to next? We are flying to... yeah, Mike Tango Charlie Alpha. Yeah, cargo, don't complain. After landing checklist, auto brake disarmed. Keep the landing lights on, spoilers. retracted, flaps up. Trim is neutral. Taxi light, come on. Runway turnoffs coming. Squawk ident. Cat and 2 transponder only. Let's go ahead and start the APU. Pack trip, come down to normal, pressurization ground, shut off the right pack. Right pack is off. Shut off the fuel pumps too. Fuel pumps are off. And we're planning, there's literally no gates at this airport. What are the chances GSX works? Oh, it might work. Let's take ramp 5. I don't know what ramp 5 looks like, but we're taking it. Eleuthera traffic, AmeriJet 604 vacated runway 07. Damn, this is like not an airport that's suited for this plane. How are we gonna do this? Is that stand 1 over there? Okay, landing lights can come off, strobes off, wing logo off, taxi lights off. I think we're parking here. Yeah, so I'm not as concerned for the landing into MTCA, but the takeoff, yeah, you said is a little bit concerning. That's what I was thinking too. Alright, we're going to go ahead and set our parking brakes here. And we are going ahead and close the APU gen. Set our essential power to APU. AC to APU, and we are going ahead and shut down all the engines. Engines are shutting down, decel, flaps, good. And the bleeds for engine 1 and 2 coming on. Get the packs on. Probe heats can come off, window heats will keep on. Pressurization panels ground, APU generator is closed, boost pumps are all off, passenger signs off, and galley power 3 and 4 comes off. Let's also turn hydraulic system A off. And 1 pump on pump B. Alright, perfect. And let's go ahead and request deboarding now. What are the chances it works? That works. GSX, request deboarding. Are you serious? There's actual parking for AmeriJet here? Where? From map. Like you're saying it would be here? Like that? I don't know, whatever. Alright. I'm not too sure what's happening. Cargo door is actually... Alright, whatever. Alright, so now let's get started. How do you do the sim breathe for MTCA? Yeah, I guess this is a parking spot. Alright, I haven't done the, I haven't done the sim brief yet. We're gonna do that right now. Actually, we're just gonna do view flight plan, and we're gonna keep the same call sign, and we're just gonna do Mike Yankee Echo Hotel to... Oh, that's actually a really interesting pattern for GA, Mike Tango Echo Hotel. Is that not it? Is it not Mike Tango? Oh, it's Mike Tango Charlie Alpha. That's not working either. Is it not Mike Tango Charlie Alpha? MTCA Airport. CYA. Yeah, I did do MTCA. It's not working. No results. Please try a different search. Maybe if I do MTC. Well, that's a little bit weird, isn't it? What do you guys think here? Well, here's Haiti, right? And the airport is right here, like K's. I'm just not sure. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna do our leg to Mike Uniform Charlie Lima then. We're going to set our departure time for 1840 UTC. Alright, I guess we're skipping Mike Tango Charlie Alpha. Can one of you guys take a look at what Mike Uniform Charlie Lima looks like? Is it a cool approach? Alright. It's now refiled. Wow, FS Realistic Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 just released. You need chase plane for it? That's really cool. I might buy that. Anyways, let's continue. AmeriJet 604. Okay, so let's go now. Hang on, I'm just grabbing my sheet of paper. Can one of you guys take a look at what the airport looks like for Mark Uniform Charlie Lima? That would be great. Alright. Let's get started with our plan. Sync you. Perfect. Go ahead and revert that. You. Enable. You. Enable. Does that work? That's very broken. SimBrief is a pro IFR. It might be too small. Well, that's possible. You might be right. But if I flight radar, Mike Tango Charlie Alpha. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. It doesn't really get. It gets jets though. But okay. Embraer 145s. Anyways, let's go ahead and get our new stuff set up here now. Cruise altitude is going to be 30,000 feet. 30,000 feet means 3.6 on the cabin altitude, which we're going to go ahead and set now. Alright, and now that that's set, landing altitude is for Vilo Acuna, Cuba. It's an international airport, so 10 feet is the elevation. Alright, perfect. Let's make sure everything's set here. It's all good. Beacon light. Come off. Alright, I don't know what you're talking about. Gonna join for this leg. Hi, yeah, dude, join me. Here, I'll put my route in the chat. Yeah, dude, join me. Alright, here. That's my route. Anyways, let's get started with our flight plan now. Flight plan, menu, import from file. Yep, load. Procedures, departure. There's 2 departures out of this airport that we're at now. Let's take a look at them. Flight, departures, 2 available. Oh, well these are kind of like... We don't need a SID, because we're just going to fly to the Zulu Quebec Alpha VOR. Okay, we're not going to take a SID. We're just going to fly direct to the VOR. No, you didn't miss anything. The airport that we were supposed to fly to, MTCA, was not working in SimBrief because I guess it's too small of an airport. That's okay. We're also not going to fly a SID out of this airport. We're just going to fly direct to a VOR. And that VOR is... no SID. Departing runway 25, squawk 4751. Anyone know the transition altitude for Our airport. Trying to find it. I think it's 18,000, so I'm gonna just put 18,000. And then I'm gonna bug 10,000 feet here. Actually, I'm gonna go all the way up to 30. Okay, perfect. Flight directors can come off for now. So anyways, let's take a look at the VOR that we're flying. That's going to be the Zulu Quebec Alpha VOR. And if this is why I love this 750. If I search VOR, and I search Zulu Quebec Alpha, Nassau VOR, it's going to be on a track of 246 to get to it, and its frequency is 112.7. So we're going to go ahead and tune 1127 here. It should work. 1127. Alright, 1127 set. Initially, we're going to fly runway heading, because if you look at the departure, it's literally just runway 25 straight out, and then it's basically straight out. We're actually going to climb out heading 246 to track the VOR. So I'm just going to put on the heading select 246. Also, funny enough, our current aircraft is at heading 246. Hey, look! CGA-3 right here. Yeah, we're not going to MTCA though, because as I said, SimBrief wasn't working for it. And if you take a look at the map here, let me zoom out a bit. We're going to fly a direct VOR. Whoops. And then we're going to proceed on route. Alright, that looks good, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead with the before start checklist. Are they done with the cargo now? Looks like they're just finishing up with the cargo now. And then we'll get started with the before start checks. And then we'll get on out of here. If you guys enjoy the stream, please subscribe. It helps me get the confidence to stream again. No, it won't really be streaming during the week as much because of school. But on the weekends, yeah, I'll be streaming. (246) on the VOR. So this leg, we have an air time of 1 hour and 13 minutes. So should be okay, and then we're going to head down to back to Southwest Florida again. And that's a full day of AmeriJet flying. Alright, so now that they're done with the cargo, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're not gonna push at all, so I'm just gonna restart the coaddle for GSX. Alright, everything's disappeared, good. Go down here, aircraft, close, 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 close. And let's get started before start checklist. Doors are closing, ground interconnect closing. Packs can come off. Pressure's rising. Galley power. Good. Boost pumps. 1 per tank. Shutoff valves left, right closed. Hydraulics. System A off. All pumps on B on. Parking brake set. Anti-collision light is set. Yeah, what the hell is happening? GSX, go away. Sometimes GSX can be very annoying. Close, 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 close. Yeah, whatever you think. So, what's the progress like on the CJ3? Because I'm getting ready to start up. Are you all good too? Alright, doors are set. Let's go ahead and close the front door. Forward entry door is closed. 3 minutes or so? Alright, no problem. I'm going to start up my engines. Takes 3 minutes to do that. Alright, squawk ident is set. We're going to go ahead and go on altitude reporting. Squawk ident one more time. And generators, sorry, let's go ahead and start the engine now. So we're going to go ahead and set the AC to Gen 1. And we're going to go ahead and spool engine 1, grounding engine 1. Now, start valve open, oil pressure is rising. Let's wait for 20% N2. And there's 20% N2, there's the light off. Oh, these sounds are so good. Did you guys hear that? Alright, get started on engine 1. Gonna set the AC to generator 3. And we're gonna go ahead and ground Gen 3 now. Start valve open. Oil pressure's rising. And there's 20%. Go ahead and introduce in fuel now. Alright, there's a good engine start on engine 3. Set the essential to Gen 2. And let's go ahead and ground Gen 2. Third valve. Open. Oil pressure. Rising. Watching for 20% N2. Low oil pressure, light out. And there's 20%. Fuel. There's the light off, EGT rising. Alright. So that's a good engine start on engine 3. And now... Oh, I just got PDC. Hold up. Is there a controller online? Oh, never mind. Yep. 2.5. Alright, engine started, probe heat's coming on. Continuous ignition on. And let's go ahead and close 1 and 2 bleeds, come on. Glad to have you aboard. Alright, so now let's go ahead and sync the gens. Gen 3 is good. Gen 2 is good. Gen 1 is good. Wow, that was really nice. Essential power over to Gen 3. APU can come off. Rest of the fuel pumps coming on. Alright, looks good to me. Pressurization go to flight. Taxi lights on, runway turn-offs coming on. Strobes on, wing turn, and that's the before taxi checklist complete. Sorry, after start checklist complete. And galley power 3 and 4. Alright, I'm ready for taxi now. You ready to go, sir? Luthera traffic, AmeriJet 604, taxiing runway 25. Parking brakes released. Flaps 15 set. Full left, full right, full back, full forward. Give her some power to get going now. We're gonna watch out for the Alright, you're starting your engines, no problem. We're gonna slow down here actually. We're going to watch our wings with the trees here. Can't quite no, I see the wings. Alright, we're good. Alright, I just cut a couple people's heads off, but that's okay, there was no one there. Alright, everyone watching, we are departing now. And no Thera traffic, AmeriJet 604, we are on the runway departure straight out. Alright, dude, you taxiing now? You going for taxi? Alright, perfect. Alright, let's try and make this turn fun. Wow, that plane is loud. Hello, third traffic. AmeriJet 604, departing runway 25 straight out. Alright, there's 50%. Stabilized. And they're set. Yeah, that's what I was doing. And thrust set.
80 knots.
80 knots checked.
V1.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Flaps up. And auto pack trip to cutout. Alright, let's turn towards the heading now. And we're going to aim to accelerate to around 250 knots. Whoa. What in the world? Alright, there's 250 knots. Alt select, heading select, IS hold engaged. Alright, we're still 45 miles away from our SID. We're going to go ahead and arm nav lock mode. IS hold is armed. Taxiway's coming off, runway turnoff's coming off. And wing lights can come off as well. Yeah, I remember that, especially for a bigger aircraft on a thinner, on a skinnier runway. Yeah, for sure. Beautiful. Go ahead and minimize that. How was your takeoff, dude? Was it good? Wind tried to flip you. Yeah, I swear, dude, it's really freaking windy. Alright, we're over 10,000. Well, I guess we're way over 10,000 now, but we're gonna reduce our climb to speed up to 300 knots. I love the 727, dude. It's just so nice. It's way more fun to fly than all the other boring stuff. And go ahead and turn down the sim sounds. I love the look of the Super 2.7 engines. It's just big holes. Looks so good. Overspeeded a little bit there. But now we should be good. What do you guys want to talk about? You got anything interesting? I think something interesting is my climb rate right now. It's quite interesting, I think. It's at 6,000 feet per minute. What the? How's your flight going? You right behind me? Alright, dude. Nice speed up at 250. Climbed so nicely after departure, but the cruise throttle level is so low. Yeah, we're going pretty fast right now. We're going 260 on the climb. And that's our cruise. Set. Auto throttle engaged. Alright guys, I'm gonna head to eat some lunch. I'll be back in about 10 minutes. I'll still be able to text on the chat though. So if you guys want to chat, just chat and I'll respond. I'll be back in 10. See ya. 13 minutes till top of descent for you. Let me look at mine. I need to load up my arrival actually. I'm taking the what am I taking? Oh, the Varsa 4 Bravo arrival. How about you? Varsa 4 Bravo. I'm taking the Varsa 4 Bravo and the Alvec transition. Make sure that's bugged into the sim. Same, might fly my own. What do you mean your own? Like your own radar vectors, or? I'm gonna take the RNAV runway 30. The Charlie 620 transition. Perfect. RNAV 30, CL 620 transition, load approach. And that's all bugged in there. Perfect. I'm gonna head down here. Utilities, VCalc. And I'm gonna take a look at the arrival. Target altitude 3000 by Palau. Yeah, I'm descending in 7 minutes. Let me go ahead and get the landing data bugged up. Everyone watching, we're going to be descending in roughly 4 minutes and 45 seconds. We're getting pretty close to the top of drop point. So, yeah. Alright, man, you gonna start your descent now? I'm starting my... Oh, I guess not. I'm starting mine in 2.5 minutes. Hey, by any chance joining me on my last leg back to Southwest Florida? Four minutes for you? Alright. Just let me know if you're gonna join me on the last leg. Alright, we're gonna start a descent. Sim sounds coming up. Oh, okay. Have fun with your flight, dude. What aircraft are you gonna fly? Alright, we're gonna start a descent here. So we're gonna go auto throttle disengaged, and we are going to arm the altitude of 3,000 feet, which is armed. IS hold is engaged. Alright, so our decision height is 260 on the Barrow. And 250 on the radio altimeters. We're going to be at 3,000 feet by Charlie Lima 20. Oh, you're not flying. Yeah, dude, send photos for sure. Alright, our descent checklist. It's going to be essential. Sorry. Hang on. There you go, descent checklist. RA is set. Auto brake. Auto brake medium. Actually, how long is the runway? Oh, it's a 3,000 meter long runway. Auto brakes minimum. And by the way, dude, you might want to not use a lot of auto brakes because the terminal building is actually at the very end of the runway. So you're just going to want to roll out all the way to the end of the runway. RA is set, HSI is set, descent calculations engaged. There we go. Thank you all for subscribing, by the way. I really appreciate it. Good news is it's not. The weather's looking pretty good there. Altimeter QNH is 1024. And wind is 350 at 9 knots. Alright, now we're descending on the Varsa 4 Bravo arrival. And we're passing 10,000 feet now. Landing lights coming out. Luis Gustavman said, I'm eagerly awaiting this marvel. What marvel? You mean arrival? And 10,000 feet, we're going to slow down to 250 knots. We're going to engage vertical speed mode and retard the throttles. Now we're 5 miles away from Varsa and 23... Wait, what? 21.5 miles away from CL Charlie Lima 60. Alright, 7,000. Runway turn-off flight's coming. Ding dong. Alright everyone, time to arrive. We are currently about probably like 10 miles away from Charlie Lima 20, and then we'll begin our turn to Palau, and then from Palau we'll turn our base. I'll try and aim for the visual approach runway 30, and then once we get to the runway, we will roll out all the way to the end, and we will taxi to the gate. Here's our arrival, so Charlie Lima 20 at 3,000 feet is what we're aiming for, and that's probably what we're going to be able to do. Do you use Chaseplane? No, but I'm actually gonna buy Chaseplane after the stream. When I was actually eating lunch like 20 minutes ago, and I was watching videos of Chaseplane. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna buy Chaseplane. Alright guys, y'all ready for this arrival? Do I use auto FPS? I do use auto FPS. Very helpful. And our initial heading is 302, and if we have to do another go around, hopefully we don't. Yeah, you can. Hang on one second. Take a screenshot, okay? Right here. There you go, dude. And now we're going to begin our descent to 1,500 feet for Point Palau. Yeah, I have it capped in game because my monitor's refresh rate is actually 60 itself, so. And we're going to go Alt Select IS Hold, and we're going to try and aim for around 200 knots. So we're gonna fly runway heading if we have to do a go around, and then we're gonna turn towards Iklar. So we're gonna direct Iklar. Better have our decision height set, so this... Alright, landing checklist. We're gonna wait until we turn our final, and then we're gonna get started. Let's try and get the airport in sight. Look at that fog. Take a look at this, guys. Yeah, I would increase that, Alex. Below Kuna traffic, AmeriJet 604 preparing for final RNAV runway 30. Below Kuna traffic. Taxi lights coming on. How are we from Point Bitki? We're at 1.6 nautical miles away from Point Bitki. And there's Bitkey. Autopilot disconnected. We're gonna slow on down to 160 knots, flaps down, gear down. Oh, the visibility is not great. Just saying, dude, the visibility is not very good. Reversers out. Speed brakes deployed. Speed brakes out. Decel. Auto brakes disarmed. Flaps coming up. Bike directors off. Laguna traffic, AmeriJet 604, vacated Bravo, runway clear. And the landing lights are coming off. Runway turnoff's coming off, strobe lights coming off. APU is started. Right pack off. Afterland checklist complete. Airframe. That's good. And taxi lights coming off. Probe heat's coming off as well. And fuel pumps coming off too. What specs do I have? I have a 4080 Super, 9800 X3D, and 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. set. Alright, closing the APU gen. And essential powers go into the APU. And we're gonna shut down the engines. 1, 2, 3. Engine shutting down, APU bleeds coming on, packs coming on, pack trip, normal, pressurization, ground, galley power 3 and 4 off. System A off, 1 pump and B on. And that is the checklist complete. We're gonna turn the window heats off too. And we still have 1 leg to fly from from Vila Cuna back to Southwest Florida, where it all began today. Alright, termination checklist. Taxi light off, parking brake is set, start levers are cut off, anti-collision light is off. Yo, wait, hang on, let me watch your landing, bro. I got you, bro. I'm gonna watch your landing. Could you see my sim settings? Yeah, of course. Here we go, Alex. 1 sec. Yeah, I'll go through them slowly. Probably turn plants down. There you go. Thank you for subscribing, dude. I really appreciate it. Beautiful landing, dude. Great job. Thanks for subscribing, Alex. I appreciate it. Great job there, dude. Can we just talk about how you missed the top half of the settings? Yeah, no problem, dude. Let me know when you got them, alright? You get this part? Is that good? Oh, really? At stick shaker? It actually looked pretty good from my end, so. Where are you parking? Oh. Hello there. What does my aircraft look like for you? Do you have model matching? Alright, looks like they're done with the cargo loading. We're gonna go ahead and shut the cargo door now. Alright, cargo door is closing. Oh, it shows an ember. Look how beautiful this plane is. Those beautiful engines. I think it's the best looking Boeing. We're gonna go ahead and turn the packs off. Pack trip normal, flight ground. Galley power coming off. Lights coming off back here. Yeah, I honestly think I'm just gonna call it quits here, and I'm probably just gonna buy a chase plane when I get off. But yeah, I'm just gonna shut down the aircraft. And then, yeah. I've already been streaming for... How long was it now? 3 hours and 22 minutes. So, I mean, I've been streaming quite a bit already. But, yeah. So, for shutdown procedures, altitude reporting off, transponder off, radios 1 and 2 off, anti-skid off, auto brakes disarmed, emergency exit lights disarmed, nav lights off, doors are closed, hydraulics are off. Go ahead and set the cones, shocks, engine covers. Perfect. And we're gonna go ahead and turn flaps are off, start levers cut off, ignition off, lights off, essential power disconnect. APU, we're gonna go ahead and trip the APU. APU tripped. And we're gonna go ahead and shut the battery off. Battery off. Alright. Thank you all for joining us. For joining me on the stream today. I had a great stream. Probably next stream is I'm gonna guess be probably either sometime this week or next weekend, probably Friday afternoon too. Let me know what you guys want to see me stream next, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I really appreciate it. See y'all.